Come on over, baby. We are officially live. Okay, I'm going to leave this up for a bit. Let people join the party here at Biscuits and Gravy with our special
What's up?
Biscuits.
And Gravy.
I'm going to just do a 2-shot with the old Chad Fishburne and I in a split second.
Wow. Please don't call me the old Chad Fishburne.
The old O-L-E, my friend.
O-O-L-E, got it. Is that like grand ole party type thing?
Yes, grand ole. For everybody that's joining us right now, just so you know, we'll be kicking it off in just about a minute. Minuto Mas sending some invites out. Oh, we got plenty of people already logged on. They're excited for Biscuits and Gravy. So that means I'm going to pull the old image away. I'm going to keep using the word old today because guess what? Chad, are you ready for this? It's our James Bond edition. Dun-dun, dun-dun, dun-dun. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I have to lean in to do it. So today is our James Bond edition of Biscuits and Gravy, talk movies and other random stuff. And that guy, gentleman right over there is
Chad Fishburne.
You keep
also known as Biscuits.
And I'm Gravy. So here's what we got going on. This is the show we've done for a little bit. We've got special guests that are now co-hosts. Why? Because we get to do what we want because this is our gosh damn show.
Gosh dang it, we're going to have a good time.
We're going to be living in a James Bond movie by the river.
And if that doesn't work, I'm going to live in your mustache.
I like that.
With that said, I could pay rent for that.
With that said, I am Anthony Michael Russo from Dallas, Texas. Hashtag BetheChange is my company. I know this isn't the best James Bond outfit, but if you're going to do right and you're going to do a party, might as well just wear a t-shirt. I'm also living in an Airbnb, which means I don't have all my clothes. So if you've got a problem with it, I apologize. You can go 00, screw yourself. With that said,
you word for him.
I Ken like that joke. I saw him backstage. Part of what this show is, we give away free stuff. We're doing $5 Venmos for trivia. That's from my company, BetheChange, which is all started to make an impact in people's lives by creating action over awareness. This is official co-host Chad Fishburne. Tell us who you are.
What's up, guys? I am a comedian, host, and MC. I've been working with Anthony for about 10 years. Very proud to be teaming up so we can get some solid eyes on BetheChange, man, because that's a pretty awesome organization you got going on there.
And we get to have a lot of fun. So this is our episode for James Bond, which means I'm going to bring on the whole cast of characters, Troyer Galore and Oddjob, Kenneth Paul. What's going on, gentlemen?
So handsome.
Just hanging. Mad. Look at you all suited up.
I live in Anthony's mustache too. I'm shooting from within Anthony's mustache. That's how amazing it is. He's painted. He's hung paintings. It's incredible.
It's its own universe, to really be honest with you.
So who are you guys wearing? This is my red carpet moment. Who are you guys wearing?
Yeah,
Kenny,
who are you wearing?
I'm in vintage banana, as a matter of fact. It's an old Banana Republic suit. Yep.
For once, he's in vintage banana instead of a banana. Never mind. Matt Troyer Galore, what are you wearing?
No, I told you. I'm wearing Kenny. Kenny is also a fashion designer. He designed this, put the together. He said the shirt, the tie, the whole thing. So I'm wearing Kenny.
Okay, I'm going to avoid. There's a whole lot going on all those statements. Okay, so first thing I want to throw up, I'm going to make sure I don't want to throw up just yet. Right, you were talking about being on Kenny, but I do want to remind everybody that we are giving away $5 Venmos for hashtag BetheChange. This is also part of Quarantine and Chill, so we're going to talk about the movies we've been watching as well as our top Bond movies because this is the Bond movie edition. So we're going to get the party started off right with a trivia question. Trivia question number 1. So here's how this works. Also, for everybody that's watching on anybody's watch party, there's a couple of these. God, my mom I got to throw this up first because Ken, she just wants you to know.
I mean, dude, he's looking solid. He's solid as a rock baby.
I'm gonna start calling him.
I'm thinking I'm gonna go all tuxedo for the next year. I'm just gonna buy tuxedo.
Yeah. Steve Roman's in the house. What's up, Steve Roman? Haven't seen him in a minute.
Love it. All right, so we're going to go with our first question of the day. I'm going to throw this up on the bottom. So here's what's going to happen. If you're on a watch party right now, make sure you go to the main link. We're going to do at least 4 of these throughout the show. And what you got to do is actually comment on the main link on the Work From Home TV network page. So if you're on a watch party now, you know it's happening. Jump on over. Okay, so question numero uno. James Bond movies are from a series of novels from what best-selling author?
Stephen King.
First person to put it in the chat box. Stevie Roman saying hi. Phil Wilcox, you're allowed one correct answer today. Still happy that I'm sporting a mustache. We got the bell. Let's see who is going to get it first. Who is getting the first $5 Venmo from #BeTheChange? Who wrote? And by the way, you have Google at your fingertips. You are on your computer, so please remember that. Saul has not seen all the Bond movies because he suggests we should all be sporting a stash.
Yes.
And
if I could, honestly, this is as good as this gets right here. I'll be perfectly honest with you. Ooh. I had to use some eyeliner just to make it look somewhat masculine.
So when we go all stash, all four of us, then it has to be favorite porns. But anyhow, that's a different show.
Oh, no.
Nobody got the novels yet.
Yeah, nobody's got it.
They were wildly popular.
All right. Phil, you won your one for the day. Phil Cox.
Yeah. Is there any way we could ban him from the competition?
No, because he likes to comment and he creates funny comments. So, Phil, you've won your $5 Venmo for the day.
Going to pay his rent.
Right. Yeah, no, like so far, BeTheChange has paid Phil Wilcox's rent.
Yep.
That's great.
Give me my money. That's his favorite. So, there it is right there. And so Phil got it right. And after my mom said he's got a crush on Phil, she's got a crush on Phil, he also said hello.
Oh, snap.
Listen, I'll be honest, on your territory, Kenny.
To Zoom
be honest, Anthony's mom is pretty attractive.
Second.
Don't I know it?
Oh, I sorry. I thought this is something that you already knew. I am so sorry.
All right. So my mom actually just said why she's attracted to him. Oh, that's not the wrong one. Joe Roblowski was a little late. He's the man with the money. So at least we know she's also into Both the Gentlemen as a version of gold digging, but not to be confused with Goldfinger, which is a James Bond movie, which is going to take us to Jesus. Phil Wilcox is funny. Okay. This is going to take us to our first set of movies. So we always like to start with top Bond movies or top movies of the day. I'm going to pull that quote real fast. We always start with Kenny P because he's the one that is going to bring us his top movies. Let me really quick find your top of the top.
Top of the top. Please put him at the top of the top. Rudy.
You know what? We're actually, go ahead and Ken, tell us what you've been watching and not your top movies, because something happened. We lost some of them. Actually, you know what? Let's do this right now. Let's throw this up. Somebody tell us a little bit about a little RIP in action for me right there.
Matt, you can take this.
Well, I mean, this is the number 2 movie on my list. I'm sure it's in the top 3 of several of us, but this is Goldfinger and RIP Honor Blackman.
Oop. Sorry about that. Go pay attention to me.
Were you censoring the word pussy? It was allowed in the 60s, so I think it's still okay to say now. Pussy galore. Yes, Honor Blackman died at the age of 94. She was, I think it was Pussy Galore's Flying Circus. She was his pilot. And wow, what a star. And they got it past the censors. The censors allowed them to say it. They couldn't use it in promotional materials, but they were allowed to have her be named that. Not Kitty Galore, but Pussy Galore. It's awesome.
Fantastic. That's a little fun fact for everybody right there. I love it. All right, let's see. Ken, what have you been watching? And then we'll go into your movie picks.
Well, I watched that last night. Also I did a double. Did Thunderball as well. Nice. So I doubled up on some Bond. And then again, I've been sneaking back. I stayed Brit. I've been doing a little more of the Downton Abbey, a couple episodes a day. And in the true Ian Fleming spirit, I've been helping to solve a murder recently. Because on one of my ARP TV stations, I saw an ad for something called June's Journey. I've downloaded the app. I'm building a beautiful estate, and I'm helping to solve a murder on a little video app game. No, different murder, Matt. Different murder.
No. Also a great show that KP does like to watch. All right. I have got your list of movies. So here's your top Bond flicks. Again, you always have a little bit of a curveball, not always expecting your picks, but it was interesting. Huh.
Oh my God.
Wow.
I was wondering how you were going to make that funny this week. Okay.
Is that I like it. Quick question. Is that pronounced Pub Royale or Pube Royale?
Ooh, 2 very different movies, both of which Ken Paul enjoys.
Got it.
Again, more of the mustache series. All right.
So here you go. I think this is your list. We had a little back end. Let's see. No, that's Double O Biscuits. Odd Job, Ken Paul. There you go. Here's your top.
There it is. So
these are your favorite movies.
Not a surprise. I am absolutely a classic fan. I love them all, but the classics, the earlies, really still move me the best. Goldfinger, big deal. Just it brought us on to the first DB5 with all the gadgets, the slick, the bulletproof back end. We really started to move the gadget world up, and we got that beautiful car, as Matt already talked about. Honor Blackman, Pussy Galore, one of the greatest characters, smart, talented. Not only was she a pilot, she had a fleet of beautiful female pilots. That was the Flying Circus. And of course, we all love a semi-villain when they come around to the good side at the end. And that's exactly what Goldfinger did. And without having to be ridiculous, Ulrich Goldfinger, a fantastic villain, and a little off the unusual track. So that's absolutely on the list. And number 2, it's what got us all excited. Dr. No. It's what started it all. It's a simpler film, very low on technology and gadgets, but the character is clear. Connery in his early 30s sets it up. We know exactly who he is immediately. We know Bond. We love Bond. Women want to be with him. Men want to hang around with him. So Connery gets the credit for creating that excitement. And it was a big deal because the novels were already a huge hit. So there was a lot of pressure on the film being successful. And Dr. No, if you haven't seen it, forgive the dated effects. It was the early 60s, but the movie is spectacular. And the surprise for the rest of you, I'm sure. Yes. Number 1, Casino Royale. As much as I love the classic stuff, going back before Bond was polished and actually seeing the restart of that character again was a really, really smart move. And Daniel Craig's rawness and emotional wildness in the early part of that film, untouchable. It's really it's almost like the beginning of the series.
I am so surprised that you have as your number 1 film a non-Sean Connery movie.
I agree. I surprise and delight often.
You do.
So you absolutely do. Surprising delight. What you are the expert on here. Matt Troyer is our beer expert. You are our what to wear while quarantine expert to keep the morale up. So tell us what the Tux does for the overall morale.
Well, again, late afternoon, you don't want to be in your lounge clothes anymore. So the Tux really just, you sit up straighter, you act classier, you call your friends, you're nicer to them, you drink the right things. I mean, it keeps you from being a slob and drinking beer all the time. That's really what a Tux does.
Oh, look at Chad over there is already ready to go with his martini, which means.
Oh, well. Hey, can I throw a wrench into this works before I go away?
Yeah.
Tux trivia. From Bond.
What?
Bond has traditionally split equally between 2 different colors of tuxedo, or properly known as the dinner suit. What are the 2 colors that are split equally in all the films? Might surprise you.
I would say black, like yours would be my guess.
Oh, the white is a good guess. It doesn't count.
Because of the dinner jacket, it's just a dinner jacket.
What color's mine, Anthony?
Well, black. I would assume black like that, and then
that's where the wrinkle is. It is not a black tuxedo I'm wearing.
Is it this one right here?
No, that is the afternoon. That's the afternoon.
God bless that terry cloth piece of deliciousness.
There are 2 colors of tuxedo that are acceptable, and Bond equally wears them in the film series.
I'm going to go with something weird like caviar.
Find me a caviar Bond photo, please. Find that for me.
Okay, so we're going to keep that ball rolling. Let people know. Let's see. Does anybody? Do you want to save it for later, or do you want to try?
We have some guesses.
Somebody might get it.
Caroline. Okay. We've got charcoal.
Oh, hi, Caroline. Good guess, but no, not an acceptable color for a dinner suit.
What about brown?
Even worse, George Goebel. But I love the colors. George Goebel. Hi, Caroline.
Right. Do we have 1 out of the 2 yet, Ken?
Nope.
Did we guess blue?
What kind, Matt?
Navy?
Yeah.
Go farther.
Dark navy?
Or a technical term for when it is
midnight.
Not. There it is.
Midnight blue. So midnight blue 1.
They've worn them equally, and mine is actually midnight blue as well.
Oh, see, we couldn't tell.
You guys are getting some compliments from the ladies. Mariana says that all the gentlemen look so handsome. How about that? That's very nice.
Sweet. We do the show for compliments. The fuck the movies. Uh-oh.
Phyllis is telling us to shut up. So
we're done. We got it. Midnight in Black. Nice, Navy. Yeah.
Knupp had a name. Okay, so that's good. We got one of the two. Maybe we'll see if anybody go ahead and watch to see if anybody gets it right. Okay. With that said, Troyer, since we've already got some of the martinis busted out, it's going to be time for you to take us through your set of movies as well as our beer of the day.
All right, my movies are easy. I'm going to go quickly because I'm not going to repeat everything Ken just said. But number 3 on my list is a Daniel Craig movie, and it is Skyfall. This had Javier Bardem, one of the best bad guys, in my opinion, in Bond films. And it was great. It was nominated for a whole bunch of Oscars. It had an amazing soundtrack. So I dug it. And number 2, Goldfinger. We've already talked about Goldfinger and how amazing it was, the great villain. By the way, Kenny, I don't know if you knew this, but the actor was, I think, German and didn't speak English. He pronounced his lines phonetically on set. It didn't work. They redubbed every line he had except one by a screen actor named Michael Collins. So English guy dubbed all of his lines in Goldfinger.
In Goldfinger?
Bert Fromm is the actor. Yes, Bert Fromm.
There you go. Bert Fromm was dubbed over because they didn't like how he sounded. So it's sort of like David Prowse as Darth Vader and then finds out James Earl Jones in the movie. He wasn't happy about that, but what are you going to do? He got paid. And then number 1, I am going to agree with Ken Paul Smith. Back to Raw, Born of Bond, that moment where he says, do I look like I give a damn when he's asked whether he wants it shaken or stirred? That was pure magic, in my opinion. The entire theater, I remember laughing. It was a more raw, vulnerable Bond. It got away from some of the slapstick comedy. I don't know. They just became with the Pierce Brosnan stories and even some Roger Moore's that became kind of funny almost with their gadgetry. And there were no stakes involved. It was almost a comedy. So this was raw, awesome Bond, and I loved it. So I'm going to go Casino Royale, not the David Niven's one, but the 2006 version.
But fun.
Yeah, but fun.
I think those are fantastic picks right there, personally. So
where'd your shirt go? The shirt fell off.
So Anthony's doing the singer of Thunderball because that's the Tom Jones wardrobe.
Your mustache is migrating to your chest.
It's connected. It's connected.
Can I be honest? Can we get Dirt Reynolds off the program?
Dirt Reynolds.
I don't need this today.
So since I did not have a proper Bond outfit, I figured I would rock Sean Connery's chest hair. So I feel like it's the best I could do,
It's good. You ready for beer of the day?
Yeah, it's time for beer of the day because
all right. The beer of the day is quite simple. The first thing you need is this. The second thing you do is twist it, put it in there, shaken, not stirred. You don't serve a beer to James Bond. You serve a Vesper or a martini shaken, not stirred.
Attaboy.
There you go. A Vesper. Tell them what's in the Vesper, Kenny.
A Vesper is equal parts gin and vodka with a splash of Lillet instead of dry vermouth with a twist.
Say that again. Lillet. Am I saying it right? Lillet.
Lillet.
Everyone say it. Lillet. Say it at home. Lillet. Lillet.
We say it 3 more times, everybody's going to log off.
Lillet galore.
So fantastic. Cheers, gents. I don't have vodka because, again, it is what it is. So
Matt's is so strong it bent his handle.
Kelly, you got your wine? Where's your wine at?
It's like a beer mug martini glass.
Are you drinking wine today?
I'm working with very limited resources here.
I'm in an Airbnb, damn it.
If he's going for some villain so he can drink whatever he wants because he's in the villain role right now.
Well, you got that right, buddy.
That's true.
You're welcome, America. All right, let's do our quiz question numero dos. Quiz question numero dos. I'm going to bring up the banners again. The way this plays, if you're watching on one of the watch parties, you need to jump over to the actual Work From Home Network TV page. So jump on over so that you can actually guess. First person to put it in the chat box is winning $5 Venmo, courtesy of hashtag BetheChange. All right, who's ready for it? There it is. He's got his first pen.
Don't sing it, bring it.
Yep. Okay, all right, here goes question numero 2. What is the name of the first Bond film?
That one ought to be answered within 5 seconds.
Let's see.
Well, there's a slight delay. Let's not forget this.
I know that. So that goes along with that film. Extra credit. We talked about this a minute ago, but James hasn't always driven an Aston Martin. So if somebody wants to chime in, you know what? I'll even throw in if somebody can name the first James Bond car. I will pay for that. Be the Change is hooking most of y'all up with these awesome trivia answers. Ooh, David Heckman.
David Heckman. Oh, no. Saul was just a hair late. Wow, they're coming in real fast now. David Heckman, Dr. No. Phil was ready to answer. Aaron Smalls was being very creative. Yes, I know the answer.
Oh, nice, Aaron. Well done.
But our winner is David Heckman. Congratulations. You're getting $5 courtesy of Be the Change. And then if you'll get $5 from gentleman Chad Fishburne Biscuits if you can name the car. Is that what it is?
Yeah, name the first James Bond mobile from Dr. No, because he didn't start out in an Aston Martin.
It's an adorable little car.
You're adorable.
Oh, we're giving hints now. Okay.
Well, it's your money. Why can't he give a hint?
Right? Of course. Yeah, you might as well. Yeah, that's fine. He's like, yeah, it doesn't hurt me. No, that's fine. You can give
it, or Stacey's gonna. It goes either way.
You can give hints because this one's one of those ones where it's not obvious. This is a toughie, my friends.
No, I needed help.
Is that correct, Chadwick?
David Heckman actually once again with the correct answer. It was a Sunbeam Alpine.
Wow, Davis.
Yes. Yep. So that means I'm going to hook him up on top of what he just got from Be the Change.
You actually met David Heckman, by the way, at the Minnesota, the last auto show that the car thing that we did.
That's David. What's up, dude? Yeah. Good to see you again, man. Yeah, he came over and he was like, "Are you friends with a guy named Anthony Russo?" And I was like, no, I am not.
Never met that gentleman.
I do not know that guy.
Wear a shirt on television. It's awkward for everyone. Caroline Oberst dropped in a mini. I love that one.
I like it. They were there. They were around. Could have been.
She's applauding herself. Love it. David Heckman says, "Hi, Chad." Okay.
Hello.
So we've got two people. We got David Heckman, Phil Wilcox, and David Heckman with the bonus. Now, I know Phil's going to go, wait, how did he get two? It's because he got the bonus question. It doesn't count. So, Phil, again, you could judge people for taking too long, but you cannot answer again today. So I'm going to make mine easy because I'm a huge Bond fan in terms of more the modern movies, and I do like the occasional Sean Connerys. I hate the Pierce Brosnan movies, so I'm going to go ahead and pull my list up.
Such strong feelings about Pierce, man.
I just don't like him. Sorry. Let me make sure.
I can understand those feelings about Roger Moore, but when it's about Pierce, it's a little bit hurtful. Just a little bit.
A little bit hurtful?
You can't be a fan and hate. Can't hate any of them.
No, I mean,
no. Oh, that's Troyer's. Where are mine?
Did you make yours?
I did.
Well, do you want to go to mine while you figure out where yours are?
Mine as well. All right. Go for it. Chadwick, what are yours?
Alrighty. So I have, and my favorite Bond actors perfectly align with my favorite Bond movies. So we're starting out with number 3 on the Bond films. My number 3 James Bond is GoldenEye with Pierce. He is my third pick as my favorite Bond. GoldenEye had that iconic chase scene with one of my favorite Bond girls, Famke Janssen, in the Ferrari F355, and of course, the original Aston Martin, the DB5, which was amazing. I thought that Pierce did an amazing job. This was his first movie and first role in a Bond movie. So I thought he did an amazing job of balancing out the character, meaning he had the tongue-in-cheek humor. He was pretty tough. He was a pretty tough guy. He was very suave and debonair. So I thought that as a whole, he did a really good job with the role. Not my favorite, but he did a damn fine job. That's my opinion. So are we moving on to number 2 now? Or do you guys want to make fun of me for this?
No. Hey, and it's even better because he almost got the role 8 or 10 years earlier, which would have made him way too young and pretty boy. That was the right time for him to step in.
There you go. Look at that nice piece of history right there from Mr. Ken Paul. My number 2 is Goldfinger. We won't get into it again because we're picking the same films here, fellas. But I mean, an iconic bad guy. We actually might have a trivia question from this film in a moment, so that could be fun. And then, of course, Casino Royale. The wife also loves Daniel Craig. He is my number 1 Bond. He also has had one of my favorite cars with the Aston Martin, DBSs and even the DB10, which is pretty slick. Those newer Astons, but I mean, you can't go wrong with an Aston Martin. Doesn't matter which Bond it is. I'll go back to the Timothy Dalton V8 Vantage, which was super slick. Timothy Dalton, not the top of my list, didn't do a bad job. Roger Moore, unfortunately. And George freaking Lazenby, did you guys know that he was an Australian? And you can hear it in the film. Why do I mention this? Because we watched it last night on Her Majesty's Secret Service. I was not happy about the fact that I could pick up on his Australian accent. And he wore a kilt in the movie. But what kind of a jackass would wear a kilt as an
Well,
Aussie?
the directors did that. That was a director choice. He was
I know, but I'm not happy about it.
29-year-old Australian model that was talked into playing Bond and only wanted to do one.
But let me ask you this. Was it bad, Chad? I mean, because it was panned when it came out, but then later critics have said, you know what? It was a little more understated. What did you think?
It was understated, and I mean, I don't think he's a bad actor, but in a Bond role, I didn't really appreciate it that much.
No charm, not as much
similar
charisma.
to it's almost like he didn't make his understated acting. It was just too vanilla for me. It was like he didn't have the Pierce Brosnan well-roundedness, and he definitely didn't have the edge that Daniel Craig brings to the role.
Or the Sean Connery chest hair. Either.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, and Sean is of course the original, and I know Ken Paul's going to pick him as his number one. He's the original and the iconic, what everybody assumes to be James Bond for a reason, because he was so well balanced and a good actor,
and he could wear whatever he wanted to. Proof positive.
I mean, to be able to pull that off, I don't know if some of the other Bonds could have done that. I don't
think any of them could. No.
But George wasn't bad. He just wasn't great. It wasn't.
I would agree with that. Yeah, and it was a 2-hour and 20-minute movie that could have been edited down. So if we're talking specifically about the movie and not just him, yeah, it drug at times, and it was just okay.
Yeah. Okay, mine's not going to drag because I'm going to be nice and quick because I'm repeating most of the movie. So here's my top 3. Goldfinger, I had to throw in a classic, but I am just a Daniel Craig junkie. I think they're the best because of Chad's actual formula for movies. And how entertainment value with also the quality of the movie, all the above. I know Chad's got 37 requirements, and
that's not true.
All of them. Skyfall was great because it was a throwback to the old version of the Bond movies where there really wasn't the high tech stuff. It paid homage to the classics.
That was Javier, wasn't it? Javier's the bad guy.
Yeah.
That's a solid. That's pretty solid.
And he was fantastic. So, and then Casino Royale, and that is what I've been watching because I just watched Casino Royale the other day and reminded me how fantastic of a movie Casino Royale is. And that first scene, it was also an entrance into parkour.
Yes,
that first 39-minute chase scene, which was fantastic.
And Mads Mikkelsen in that role for Casino Royale, since we pretty much all picked this film, he was creepy. Well acted, understated. We were talking about the understated acting. Just a hell of a job and he's a solid actor. And creepy, spooky, the perfect Bond villain. You can't do a hell of a lot better than that. You just can't.
So really quick, just so you know, we've got a comment from somebody's wife.
Oh my gosh, my wife was put to sleep by
George
Lazenby.
Bad.
Yeah,
bad. He was 29 and they shoved him in, and it was just a hard job. It was tough.
Yeah, but also and this wasn't his fault, but you could hear his Australian accent and it was upsetting me. Well, it's you wouldn't hire Hugh Jackman or Chris Hemsworth to be fucking Bond. Pardon my French.
Well, they were 2 years old.
They
were 2 years old.
You wouldn't do it.
You can't put a tuxedo on a 2-year-old.
I beg to differ, and I feel like if you had a 2-year-old, you would find a way to suit that little son of a biscuit.
Well, it can be done. Yeah,
he would be head to toe banana, and we all know it.
That's Roger Moore's ski suit, his onesie, the yellow ski suit, best ski suit in the Bond series.
Aaron said we had something teed up and we just missed the joke about your wife falling asleep. So the thing is that technically she can't fall asleep because Chad never stops talking. So it's physically impossible for his wife to actually fall asleep.
Hello, Pot. My name's Kettle. Look at you. That's amazing. For the guy who's got 16 shows and nobody can keep up with them.
Chad, did you see what I called you, by the way? You were, I think, where is it? 00 Biscuits. Did you like that?
Oh my God, 00 Biscuits is fantastic. No, I missed that.
You're 00 Biscuits, and I was Dr. No Gravy.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
All right. When you get an opportunity, we do have to talk about, very briefly, I don't want to take up too much of the time, Bond cars.
No, let's do it now. Go ahead. Cars. After the Bond cars, we will go to our next trivia question. After the Bond cars. I
love it. All right. So this is old school. Spy Who Loved Me. This is the only thing that I can say positive about a Roger Moore Bond flick. But do you guys remember when the Lotus turned into a freaking submarine?
That was cool.
That was pretty cool. That's number 3 on my list.
And so the Lotus carried skis up to the ski lift too. Ridiculous, but phenomenal.
I think that was in the Esprit Turbo, which is in the following film, but that's okay. 2 Lotuses. There were 2.
You're just a breath of information.
Well, no, and here's why. And I only know that because of the research. Because the Turbo actually turned that into a legitimate sports car. Without the Turbo, it's okay.
Can't imagine your wife falls asleep. Go ahead.
So Pierce, Die Another Day, Aston Martin V12. They called it not just the Vanquish, but the Vanish, because it was invisible and it had one of the most epic car chase scenes in a Bond movie with a Jaguar and on ice, by the way. So that was that. If you remember that scene, super slick. And then, of course, my number 1 Bond car would be the DB5 because that's the icon. And special shout out to GoldenEye with that Ferrari F355 chase scene with Famke Janssen.
Famke.
Nice.
Famke.
In the Navy in that movie. Well, if he doesn't get all the money, at least he gets a lot of attention. So, oh my goodness, Phil is on fire always. Technically a sailor. Hey boys.
Hey boys.
Hey. And I can't really say that as the guy with no shirt on right now. Cool. All right, we are going to our next trivia question. I'm going to pull this one up. So again, if you are watching on a watch party, make sure you are over at the Work From Home Network TV page, Pagina. Let's go with the next question. There we go. This one is the first movie, which is the first movie to star Pierce Brosnan. Comment below. Comment as soon as you possibly can. What is the first Bond movie to star? Kelly McComb's got a funny point before I do that. Why aren't British men as attractive as British cars? That's good.
Oh, nice. Oh, my gosh.
Wow. God.
Yeah, there's a couple of exceptions, but on the whole, she's correct.
She is correct.
Except everybody on the Bond list is probably better looking than the 4 of us, so that we are not the argument here.
True.
Lazenby was a model, but he had a mole the size of Mount Vesuvius on his face.
Moly.
Mole. Kelly's joke was fantastic. However, Phil, do not answer the question because I'm about to give you props for this fantastic joke. Yep, he was a deckhand, not to be confused with the deckhand. He's on fire today. Dave Heckman wants to answer again. Hold on. This is good.
Pink eye.
Oh, gosh.
All right.
Man.
Here's the deal. I'm going to do a bonus question between. All right, Heckman, answer again. Heckman, answer it. And then we're going to do a bonus question strictly between Phil Wilcox and Dave Heckman. That's how this is going to go down. We're going to do a bonus just between the 2 of them. I think they.
Oh my God, they're going for the championship, for the title.
Going for the championship.
Nice.
What? I've got plenty of playoff questions if we need them.
Oh, do you now?
Actually, then how about you do this playoff question? So David's got that right. Phil Wilcox, David Heckman. Sal is always just a hair incorrect. Not quite enough. The world is not enough is not correct. So
a hair incorrect.
Incorrect. But
speaking of a hair incorrect, let's all look at Anthony's chest.
Oh, they're talking about the mustache. It's called hamburger meat. Hamburger meat. Okay.
I like the mustache. This much, no.
For that, you win. Okay, David Heckman, Phil Wilcox. Final question. Final question for you two. Go ahead, Ken Paul. What is the question?
There is one film that is considered an unofficial film in the entire series. What is the name of that movie?
I think I know the answer, but I'm not positive.
80s release.
Not to be, and not include the new movie coming out, which was not part of the series, correct? Also, the one that's coming out in November?
No, but that's officially a Bond film. This is an unofficial Bond film that the family did not sanction.
Got it.
Ooh. This is
Phil Wilcox
juicy.
said, "Die Another Day." That is incorrect.
No, Die Another Day was totally one of the Bond flicks.
It was
Stacey says Octopussy.
fairly successful.
She just felt like putting Octopussy up on the screen. I feel like
It was also a remake of an earlier script.
Spectre.
Oh, I do know the answer. Oh, wait a minute. Did we get the correct answer?
Is there a correct answer up?
Is that Saulito? Did Saulito have the correct answer?
I never say never again.
Yes.
Oh, Sal. Oh, but he's not one of the two. So you know what, gentlemen? You lost.
David said it first.
Oh my gosh, David might have said it
right
first.
above it. David got it.
Oh, with a hair.
Battling.
Wow.
These guys are battling.
1971, Connery says, "I will never play that role again." And 12 plus years later, they talk him into making the unofficial remake of Thunderball, and it was not sanctioned by the Bond family and by the Broccoli family.
Nice.
Well, David's right. He said, "I said that." You totally got it, dude. It looked like you showed up first in the feed. So yes, I missed that, and
it's because I didn't know the correct answer. So all right, so +2. David Heckman, you're up 2 today. You're cleaning house, kind of like Phil did the other day, but we still have room for more questions. We're gonna have. Let's see.
Oh, I have one.
We've got 1, 2. I know we've got yours still left. Is that, or do you want to do a different one, Chad?
Oh no, yeah, I think the one that we talked about earlier.
Okay, got it. All right, so we've got 2 trivias left, and then we've talked about our movies we're watching. We've talked about top cars. All right,
yes.
We're talking about top Bonds. Everybody knows mine is Daniel Craig. Let's go ahead and Troyer. Who are your top James Bonds?
Well, I'm not going to do 3 of them. I'm going to go Daniel Craig, number 1. I agree with you. And and number 2 would be Sean Connery. Your chest hair inspires me.
Gotta be. Okay. All right. Ken Paul, who's your top?
I'm reversing. I got to go with Sean for the number 1. Also, the tallest Bond. It's 6'2", and I will take Daniel Craig as the number 2, which is a surprise because I grew up with Roger Moore, and I love him in the role. But I got to go with Craig for quality of film.
Ken, do you have any chest hair for this martini? I could use a.
I do, but okay. I don't take my shirt off in the middle of the afternoon like some people do.
Since you're underneath Anthony, some might just be falling right into your glass.
I don't know how we can.
Anthony.
You should look like a Yeti by now, Matt.
There it is. Oh yeah, put it right
that's not a Yeti. I'm sorry. That's a Wookiee.
That is.
That's a next. Hold on, Matt. You want a little bit of a refill?
Oh
yeah,
no.
Give me a little more.
Okay, ready?
Okay. Oh,
look at that.
That was delicious.
Nicely done.
I'm going to pour it nowhere except for my mouth.
Now I'm also wetting my crotch. Fantastic. Okay.
Nope. I'm just going to go with no.
So we've picked our best Bonds. We've picked our we've picked the best cars. We've let that to Chad because that's Chad. Is there any cars that we're missing? No, Chad's not done yet. Go ahead. Go ahead.
No. I can be done with cars, or I continue with cars until the end of time. But we haven't spoken about the Bond girls.
Women.
Yeah. Go ahead. Anybody?
I can do it.
I'll start. My favorite is again Casino Royale. That's just my everything about it makes it perfect to me.
Ava Green.
Yes, Ava Green. And actually, when I'm looking at older movies, Honor Blackman was a absolute snack attack.
Yeah.
So,
killer.
Did you just say snack attack?
You're welcome, America.
Is that like a smoke show?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Partly cloudy with a chance of delicious. All right. Ken Paul, who do you got?
I'm going back to the original because that bathing suit and that knife strapped on the hip will never look better than anybody than Ursula Andress as Honey Ryder. Mm-hmm. I'm going to go with number 2 as Honor Blackman with Pussy Galore. And number 3, I just cannot stop staring at the face of Jill St. John as Tiffany Case. Those are my 3.
Fantastic. Is anybody a little bit surprised he didn't include one bad guy in there as his top? No.
Oh, now. Christopher Lee is a handsome British man. He is.
I'm surprised he didn't include the bald delight himself, Mr. Telly Savalas.
Oh, he was good.
On Her Majesty's Secret Service.
All right. Troy Boy.
I'm going with you. Ava Green's Dynamite. Denise Richards was so laughably funny in that role. I'm going to give her an honorable
Christmas
mention.
Jones. Christmas Jones, I believe was her character's
she was
name.
a brain surgeon astrophysicist and really sold it. Really sold it.
Really sold it
so well.
No,
Yeah.
no Halle Berry
was nice. And Saul, I'll say Jane Seymour. You can't go wrong with a Jane Seymour either. So
No,
I'll put that up. Good job,
Where'd that
Saul.
go? I saw him say it. Yeah, Jane Seymour, which, by the way, if anybody that I would still find attractive in her 60s, Sally Bar. I mean, Jane Seymour.
There it is.
Yeah, absolutely. I went with number 3 on the list was Famke Janssen. I'm surprised nobody else said that, but that's fine. Halle, somebody already mentioned Halle Berry, absolutely, and Ava Green. So we kind of all agree on Ava. She was just kind of, it was nice role for her, and the relationship was pretty serious and very. What are you giggling about, Matt?
I don't know what I'm laughing about.
No.
I'm going to ask you. I have an honest
What
question.
am I doing? When you're all laughing, I'm doing something. What am I?
You just post. Ken Paul looks like a poster for James Bond, and then I mean,
you look fantastic.
I can't. Go ahead. Sorry, you were talking about beautiful women. Go back to the beautiful women.
No. Here's the thing.
Don't let Ken upstage you at all.
Before we go to our next trivia question, I do have a question for Chad. If you were more likely to have alone time in the shower, would it be thinking about the cars from the movie or Bond girls?
Huh. Wow. That is a toughie.
How about a Bond girl
It
in
might
one of the
be-
cars?
PC timeout.
PC timeout, right. I would only think about my wife. So
You really did do
Two
something
or
wrong
three
in the
feet
last
off
48
camera
hours.
right now. If
What
you
happened?
turn your camera, will we see her? Is she that close?
Good
No.
answer.
No. Great answer.
Yeah, she's right there.
She's across the room with a little rope tie right around old Chadwick's balls. That's what's going on.
Hello, my name is.
Okay. So we got 2 more trivia questions to get.
No more, Anthony. No more costume changes. We're going to stick with this for the rest of the show.
I don't have a ton of options. I'm
Oh
not.
no. He's only going to do nothing but lose more clothes. So please, God, stay on what you have.
Don't coach that, Kenny.
I could resend, or I could post that Burt Reynolds photo from before.
Oh,
Dirt
yes.
Reynolds.
I want to know.
Hashtag Dirt Reynolds. That's a copyright.
That poor stuffed toy that was jammed in the middle of that. I don't know. Burt Reynolds did not have that.
It was a hat. Anyway,
It looked
With
like a
that
doggy
said-
chew toy.
yeah. We're gonna do the next trivia question, and then before we do the trivia question, Dave Heckman does have a photo that will never be shared anywhere that has way less clothes on. We're not going to talk about that. But with that said, it's time for our That's right. It is our Be the Change moment of the day, which we also do on our Power Hour live show. And it talks about all the great things we could be doing to help the people around us in this crazy time that we are going through. And the stories are endless right now, which is what's making this whole bad situation a little bit more positive. So our ambassador of the day is actually a company, Dutch Brothers. 100% of their April profits went to first responders. That is 100% of their profits for the month of April. Nice. Seattle-based company. And what was great about it, and I mentioned this earlier, is they did not have in one of their articles the CEO mentioned or specific owner. It was the company. There was nobody trying to get accolades or pats on the back. It was a whole company did the right thing. And that is our Be the Change moment of the...
That was such a nice message. I couldn't take it seriously because of your chest hair.
With that said, we are going to be giving away some money right now, ladies and gents. $5 Venmo from hashtag BetheChange. So as a reminder, if you're watching on a watch party, make sure you are over on the Work From Home Network TV page because the question is coming in 10 seconds. In 10 seconds, ladies and gentlemen, first person to put it in the chat box is our winner. Yes, Chad.
Do you want me to read it in character before you put it up on the screen?
Oh, this isn't. Let's do yours on this one. We got the final one.
Let's do it.
Yeah,
I like it.
First and one or not? Did you do the double one or not?
Not yet. No. All right. So
this is weird. Starbucks just texted or tweeted that they would be willing to donate their May profits to shave Anthony's chest. It says so.
CEO?
Nice.
Oh,
yeah.
tweeted you?
Kelly was praying for that to say shave my mustache. So cool. All right. Let's
shave your arse. What?
Chad, go ahead and do the line for us and or whatever it might be. And then you got the quiz question.
Right on. Okay. The villain Blofeld, along with his cat, inspired what Mike Myers' character?
Nice. That was good. Here is the question. It's fantastic. Chad, do it one more time because that's
the villain Blofeld. Shush. Okay, zip it. The villain Blofeld, along with his cat, inspired what Mike Myers' character?
That's really good.
Blofeld, most common villain in a Bond film, played by more actors than any other villain, by the way.
Can you name the actors, Kenneth?
Not all of them in order, no.
Oh, wait a minute. Is there more than twice? Was it more than twice?
I'm pretty sure. Ernst Stavro Blofeld was played by, I think, at least 3 different actors.
Oh, now I need to find the answer because Donald Pleasance is 1 and Telly Savalas is 2. I don't know if there's a third, but
there is a third.
Okay. All right.
Wow.
Yeah.
Of course, everybody gets to play.
Oh.
Yes! There it is.
Pussy
is that Pussy Galore?
That's Pussy Galore.
He was so mad that I took him out of his spot. You have no idea.
Yeah. No, I can tell. He's irritated. But then again, I would be too if I was nestled in that forest.
It's a he?
He, yes.
Yeah, he doesn't want to be buried in your chest hair because it's a he.
Yeah. Look at the kitty.
Okay, we've gone off the rails. Has anybody answered it correctly? I was too busy getting the cat. Sorry.
David
several correct answers. It looks like David got it again.
Oh, Jesus, Heckman, you're on fire today.
Google fans, or they Google fast. Either way.
You know, Heckman and Phil both got it about the exact same time. Heckman's pretty good with his movies. All right.
Seems like he is.
So I should ask them the really hard question. All right.
Phil Wilcox. Give me my money.
Give me my money.
Give me my money.
Phil Heckman, here's another one. If you can name the last word, and this isn't going to come up on the bottom. If you can name this is the tiebreaker between you two. SPECTRE stands for Special Executive for Counterintelligence, Terrorism, Revenge, and what? What does the final E stand for in SPECTRE? Special Executive for Counterintelligence, Terrorism, Revenge, and what?
Enlightenment.
Aaron gets a bonus for this, though. Mini-me, stop humping the laser.
Humping the laser. No, we don't know on our kitty.
Don't eat the kitty. Don't eat the kitty.
Don't. No.
All right,
not even a little bit.
Not even a little bit, just a little. Yeah. All right. So with that, if one of you guys can answer that correctly, you are going to be getting the next bonus of it because you guys are tied today. You're both on fire, and we're trying to open it up for other people. So we're going to have our final quiz question. We leave it. Oh, what other movies? I know you guys have already talked about what you're watching. I watched Casino Royale as well as I finished Ozarks. Has anybody finished?
No, don't you dare ruin it. If you ruin it, I'll cut you.
Can't believe everybody dies. I cannot believe it.
Hey guys, I'm gonna. David won, but technically the true winner on this one was Saul. Saul,
you got one. Yeah, Saul, you got it. You were there first.
Yes.
Nice.
Right, so
he's been like that far behind.
I know.
I think it's his internet connection. I'll be honest with you.
Well.
Yeah.
He might be like a professional runner. He's always drafting second until the final sprint.
I'm gonna send Heckman like a bonus 72 cents for fun. That was funny. Sorry, I was focusing on other things. That's good. Okay, so I'm gonna go and take that banner down. So that one is gonna go to Saul Ibarra. Fantastic.
Nice. Good job, Saul.
We've got one final question coming up for trivia. Saul says, "I need money." Apparently, he's out of work.
What? Yeah. Uh-huh. If you do live events, hey,
live events, forget about it. What was I going to say? So I watched the end of Ozark. That's what we were talking about. Has anybody else completed it? I'm not going to ruin it for you, but I will say at the last couple of shows are phenomenal. Has anybody finished this season yet? Okay, Ken has. So Troyer's not going to talk about it. I don't think he watches Ozark. Ken,
I saw the first season. I haven't seen the second.
Pick it up.
They take forever to go between seasons, so you kind of have to watch that. Otherwise,
you got to go back to recap because it's complex.
I'll watch Bateman. I'll watch Bateman in anything, dude. Yep. He's one of those most like versatile actors, just like Tom Hanks, where he can do the comedy and the drama. And he will bring you right in. You just walk by a screen with him on, and you're like, "What's Jason doing?"
Yeah. Do you like Bateman this much?
It made an appearance. Wow.
Okay. Tell that monkey to put his banana away.
Wow. Wow.
Too bad Ken Paul's not here. All right, the final question of
very appealing.
That was good. That was good. Okay, final question. Final question. What's that?
Matt Frozen. He's at Math and Slow-Mo.
Yeah. He's
eating his martini. Did you see how he ate it? He went,
Go, Ken. Stop. All right. Final question. $5 to whoever gets this right, because we've officially fallen off the rails. Final question, courtesy of hashtag BetheChange. What does the 00 and 007 stand for? 00 and 007.
Nice.
First person to name it. No Dave Heckman. No Phil Wilcox. Ken.
I love you, Philly Joe.
Yeah. All right, so we've got Phil, David Heckman winning 2, Saul Ibarra. I think you got one for Heckman as well, Chadwick.
Yeah, I can either donate that to Be the Change and you can hook him up, or I can go straight to Mr. Heckman.
I got him.
I'll do it. I'll send you the money.
Good. No, I got it. All right, label. Oh, this is good.
It's an important title, and they've been reassigned. It's an important title, and they've been reassigned.
This is an inside joke, and
it's a solid one. It's a solid one. We have a banana thief. Yeah, if you work with certain people, mind your bananas.
This is Banana Gate of 2015 Texas State Fair.
Unless you're allergic, label your
right.
banana.
That was another thing. That was a whole other drama sesh.
Who would have thought we could have so much trouble with bananas? All right, so it looks like we've got nobody getting this one right, so we might even just roll this one over to the next episode. So anybody that wants to get it right, you've got 30 seconds to get that money from hashtag BeTheChange, because it's about time we wrap up. Anything else that you guys have been watching, want to talk about?
Succession. I'm in season 2 now. It's an amazing show. There was one episode where I almost had to turn it off, but they got me back. So
and again, follow through with it, because you won't believe that.
How many seasons are there?
Everybody dies and again. It's a great show. No, it's amazing.
Are there 2 or 3 seasons? 3. Okay, good.
Succession? I thought there were only 2 right now. Is that?
Thought there was 3. I mean, I drink a lot, but I think there's 3.
I don't know.
Saul's on fire today, gentlemen.
Saul. Saul's on it.
He's like, LL Cool J, don't call to come back. He's getting 2 today. Fantastic. Phil, maybe next time I'll let you get 2. I don't know. We'll find out. We'll see.
All right. Brian Cox in Succession, amazing job. And Macaulay Culkin's brother, Kieran Culkin. That dude, he was kind of the reason why we continued to tune in, because he did such an amazing job. And then, of course, and the dude, his name is escaping me, but the eldest brother. No, not the oldest, but the middle brother, the one who's in line to succeed. Brian Cox.
Chad is a just encyclopedia of. I'm gonna start calling you Cliff Clavin. That's what's gonna happen.
I'd be glad to give that title up. You're gonna have it, Chad.
Ouch.
Anything else that you guys are watching, and then we're gonna talk about what we're doing on the next episode.
Okay.
I've got a Bond thought. I have a final Bond thought.
Okay, go ahead.
The entire series and the entire appeal of this character could have been different if Ian Fleming could have had what he wanted to begin with. He did not want to play the stronger sexual connection and the overtly masculine qualities. His ideal first character, even though he made a comedy later, Ian Fleming wanted a David Niven type. Particularly, he wanted David Niven to play Bond. He wanted to keep it British and reserved and cool and intellectual, and instead it became a more sexual character, and I'm pretty sure the ladies are happy for that.
Fun fact, you can actually use that whole last soundbite in your reel, just so you know, because you look fantastic. The lighting was perfect.
The lighting is, I mean, it is fantastic.
So on lighting.
We are going to be dumbing down the next episode. What's that? Your lighting? Yeah, let's one more time. Ken?
There's a lot of lighting and there's a lot of putty, but if it gets too hot, it melts. But there's a lot of add-ons here.
Your makeup looks good.
Yeah,
what's random is he actually pulled the putty from the same places they used in Boogie Nights, which is super awkward that he put it on his face afterwards.
Okay.
Matt needs to know what I'm talking about with the.
No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't.
I don't even know.
Later. Okay, so Friday at 5:00 Eastern Time, 2:00 Pacific, we are doing rom-coms.
Woo!
Rom-com.
Like it.
So if you want a little bit more of a girly end to the show, not that there's anything wrong with that, we are going to be doing romantic comedies, aka chick flicks. So I hope you join us for that. That will be fun. We'll be giving out more stuff. And on that episode, I'm going to even ask somebody to come on to do a full trivia session for a larger.
We need a female guest star or two. I'm going to.
Yep. I have two in mind, actually. David Hackman, war movies will be probably sometime next week.
I have standing by my delightful wife, who I'm sure wouldn't mind sharing her 2 cents.
You're okay. I love that you are. I'm dying to find out what you said or what trouble you got yourself into during quarantine, where you are buttering the hell out of your wife, and every time.
No, she has. There's no buttering. She has volunteered to come on the show as the wine expert as well. Kelly does an amazing job, so she can come on. She's a big movie buff, just like me and the rest of us. So she's happy to come on and play for some Be the Change cash.
Sounds good. I like it. Sounds good. Yeah. All right, gentlemen, it was fantastic. What's a good exit line for Bond? Does anybody have one?
Chad? How about we end with a little Goldfinger?
Oh, God, we have that one quote.
I'll let you be Connery.
Yep. Oh, yeah. Oh, I be Connery?
I'll let you be Connery.
You know what?
But you're dressed for it.
Hold on. No, this is perfect. We're going to go ahead and have Ken do the mouthing of it with Chad doing the voice. We'll see if this works. Okay.
Okay, but who's going to play the bad guy? Am I doing both?
Who's going to be the bad guy?
This is a scene.
I don't know the scene
from Goldfinger. It's one line from Bond, one line from Goldfinger.
Yeah.
Okay. Ken, you cover your mouth and be the bad guy. Okay.
Okay, got it.
All right.
Okay.
Ready in 3, 2, 1.
Do you expect me to talk?
No, Mr. Bond. I expect you to die.
Okay, so I loved it. Before we wrap the episode, because here's the point. You actually can have to mouth it without covering your mouth in the beginning. And then when you do the bad guy, cover your mouth. I love the effort was there, though. All right, and we're going back. Ready, and take 2. 3, 2, 1, action.
Do you expect me to talk?
No, Mr. Don, I expect you to die. Is that how you want it? Clutch cargo?
Why are we not getting this? It's hilarious, though. So we're going to wrap it on that, ladies and gentlemen.